Well, Reese, a lot of people think this game is going to be a coin flip as we welcome you to Faurot Field at Missouri. The 19th ranked Tigers, clinging to hopes of a spot in the new 12-team college football playoff, host a desperate Auburn team searching for its first SEC win. It's the 113th homecoming contest in Columbia, a game and day they take very seriously here. And with more from the parade, here's Taylor McGregor.
Dave, Mizzou is known to be the birthplace of homecoming, a tradition that started back in 1911, and as you can tell, they're still leaning into their rich history here today. They've had a lot of success in homecoming football games as well. 2010, they beat the #1 team in the country in the Oklahoma Sooners. 2012, they got their first win in SEC play, and today they're hopeful that magic will continue against Auburn. The biggest challenge for them will be to slow down Auburn's rushing attack. 2 weeks ago against A&M, they allowed 236 yards of rushing, and now they go against one of the best backs in the SEC in GWES Hunter.
And Auburn wants to feed him the ball a lot today against Mizzou as we welcome you to ESPN College Football, presented by Tyson Brand. From Columbia, you're watching the SEC on ESPN. And in the booth, Dave Pasch alongside Dusty Dvorak. Last year, Missouri was Cinderella. The Tigers picked 13th in the SEC preseason, but they win 11 games, and they finish in the top 10 nationally. This year, they're still a top 20 team, but Dusty, a much different vibe. And in talking with Eli Drinkwitz yesterday, he said, yes, with the expanded playoff, more opportunities for more teams, but more pressure starting today.
We're going to find out a lot about this Missouri team. It's a show-me game here in the show-me state. And quarterback Brady Cook told us that it was a wake-up call in their loss against Texas A&M. Can that offense come alive and wake up? They haven't had near the explosive plays they had a season ago. They do have healthy their running back, Nate Noel, who's excellent in the stretch zone scheme and one of the most dynamic players in all of college football. Luther Burden, look for them to move him around, get him the football in a multitude of ways, and start to get this offense to come to life as they look to prove that they're a playoff caliber type of team.
And they've got a tough schedule at Alabama next week. Trying to get to 6-1. They'll start on offense. Auburn won the toss, but deferred its selection to the second half. Towns Magoo will boot it deep. And Joshua Manning back for Missouri. We kick off the day in the SEC. We end it in the SEC in Austin and a touchback. So Missouri will start on its 25-yard line. We talked about the lack of explosive plays. They do have weapons, and Dusty just touched on them. You got Nate Noel, who's averaging close to 100 yards per game. Theo Weiss, Luther Burden, they'd love to get him double-digit touches in this game. Brady Cook, the quarterback, grew up in St. Louis, dreamt of being the Missouri starting quarterback, and that dream came true. Led them to a Cotton Bowl win last year, but as you look at his numbers against the SEC opponents so far in 2024, nothing gaudy. They're going to run it on first down, and Noel is out to about the 28. Spun down after a gain of 2 or 3.
It's just great to have Nate Noel back in the lineup. Some back spasms kept him out last week against UMass. He is so good at this outside stretch zone running attack that they love to do here in Missouri. Feeding him the football, getting him outside and loose, a massive key for this offense this afternoon.
At 199 yards and a win over Vanderbilt in double overtime. Cook throwing on second down, has a completion. Cooper is going to be short of the line to gain by about a yard. Mausi on the tackle. It'll be third down.
That third prong of this wide receiver core, touched on Burden, touched on Weiss, but Mookie Cooper, a glue guy, can play all over in the slot, can play outside, just very consistent for this offense. And third and short, exactly where offensive coordinator Kirby Moore wants to see these possessions throughout the course of this game.
They fake the pitch, and it's a quarterback run, and Cook has the first down. knocked down at the 40-yard line, so they use Luther Burden in the backfield as a decoy there.
Cameron Johnson, guard, going to get out in front and pull. Nice job kicking out on the excellent edge, Jalen McLeod. Brady Cook, very athletic, makes plays with his feet.
He'll pull it back here to throw, and taking a shot downfield, and Burden got tangled up with a defensive back, Kayan Lee, and couldn't locate the ball. But they did take a shot there, looking for that explosive play.
Play action. Again, it hasn't been that they haven't taken their shots down the field. They still have. They just haven't converted. That ball overthrown. Pretty good coverage down the field from Kayan Lee.
And you look at that, just 42% completion rate, second worst in the SEC on passes 10 yards or longer. And Cook on a bootleg, dumps it off past midfield to the tight end Norfleet, and a first down to the Auburn 44 and a gain of 16.
I like the way Norfleet sells this as a blocker initially. Watch him start off the line of scrimmage. He's going to sell run very well and then just sneak out into the flats. No one identifies him. Good easy throw. Brady Cook very comfortable out there on the perimeter off of play action.
Cook to throw again, and now takes off, dragged down by Jalen McLeod, senior transfer from App State. He's a really good player. He's got 3 sacks, 7.5 tackles for a loss. This Auburn defense, even though they 2-4 and 0-3 in conference play, has been pretty good for the most part. Turnover is the reason why the Tigers have yet to win in league play, near the bottom of the country in turnover margin.
And the story of this season for Hugh Freeze and this Auburn football team.
So after the 1-yard loss, 2nd and 11. And here's Carroll. And pushback at the point of attack. Mausi was in the backfield first. Marcus Carroll, who had 3 rushing touchdowns against UMass last week when Noel was out due to injury.
Well, this Keldrick Falk is going to be such a key in this game. Watch him get up the field and create penetration. When you talk about the zone, the outside stretch, front side penetration, getting up the field, creating that negative play, going to be huge throughout the course today. The sophomore has got great length, and he's been excellent all season. Nice play there on 2nd down.
3rd and 12 at the 46 of Auburn. Now Cook changing the play. Play clock down to 2. They snap it in time. Cook from the pocket, throws high, but it's pulled down by Joshua Manning for a first down and a gain of 15.
Well, how about Joshua Manning climbing the ladder, going up top, and plucking this ball out of the air. Excellent job. Good coverage down the field. Brady Cook giving his target an opportunity to go get the football. Big conversion there on 3rd down.
Already a 4.5-minute drive for Mizzou. That's Burden in motion. They'll run it away from that motion. And a gain of 2 for Carroll, wrestled down by Jason Jones.
They move Luther Burden all over the field, Dave. You're going to see him in motion. He'll line up in the backfield. He'll be in the slot. He'll be outside. He'll line up as a wing. Kirby Moore, the offensive coordinator, really does an excellent job of forcing defenses to find number 3. We've seen him already lined up all over the place. He's not made an impact on this game with the ball in his hands yet, but it's a matter of time before the ball finds him. And as a defense, you've got to locate and identify number 3.
On 2nd and 8, Cook, pocket breaking down, and Cook slipped and might be injured. Boy, that was an awkward fall at the 40-yard line. Yeah, he's coming to the sideline. So Drew Pine comes into the game at quarterback, a transfer from Notre Dame and Arizona State. He's thrown 22 passes this year, but has a lot of experience. And in 3rd and 19, We'll see if they let him throw it or if they run the ball and just try to get a little bit closer for their field goal kicker, who has made a 56-yarder this year.
Luther Burden off the field on this 3rd down. Just want to get the ball in his hands quick.
Hine will throw it and just dumping it off to get positive yardage to Theo Weiss. So if they decide to kick, it'll be about a 52-yard field goal, and that's what they're going to do with Blake Craig. And here's the stumble, and Cook going to the ground, shaken up.
Well, tough to tell exactly what happened there, Dave, but always scary on a non-contact injury. And Brady Cook heads into the locker room. We'll have Taylor McGregor down on the sidelines to give us the latest as soon as we can.
So Blake Craig made more field goals than anybody in the SEC this year at 13. Mentioned the 56-yard make earlier this year. This one has plenty of leg, and it's good. A 51-yarder by Blake Craig to get Missouri on the board first. Excellent drive by Missouri, able to get points.
Welcome to the following presentation of the Southeastern Conference on ESPN.
Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor in Columbia, Missouri. The coaching staffs on both sides want to shorten this game, and we saw on the first possession it take up half of the first quarter, ending in 3 points. Now Jeremiah Cobb for Auburn on the kick return, and he's ankle tackled shy of the 20-yard line. He got up to the 20, and then a flag came in, and if it's on the Tigers, the Auburn Tigers, that'll push them back towards their 10.
Got to be specific today, Dave. Can't just say Tigers.
It's too early in the morning for this.
It's a Tiger tussle here in Como.
And again, we'll keep you up to date on the injury to Brady
During the
Cook.
return, holding number 16 on the receiving team. Penalty is 10 yards from end of the run. First down.
It's on DeMarcus Riddick, a true freshman. So Peyton Thorne back at quarterback for Auburn. He started the first 2 games of the year, but threw 4 interceptions against Cal. So they decided to go with Hank Brown as the starter. But Brown really struggled against Arkansas. 3 picks in the first half. So back to the game goes Thorne. Then he started the last 2. Had a pick 6 against Oklahoma, which cost them the game. No turnovers last game against Georgia. He's wrapped up in the backfield, though, back at the 5 and thrown down for a loss. Zion Young was there first.
Zion Young, excellent job with getting some penetration. This RPO offense, no time for Peyton Thorne to survey the field. Nice inside move and a big negative play.
Back on their 5-yard line now after Young's 2nd sack of the year. A lot of new faces up front. Darius Robinson now in the NFL. Was a star last year. Thorne to the sideline, and that was a back shoulder throw, but nobody home. Maybe not on the same page with Keandre Lambert-Smith, who is the team's leading receiver.
Well, you touched on it with what's been this season, the quarterback spot between Peyton Thorne and Hank Brown. When Peyton Thorne came in the second half against Arkansas, he started playing much better. Had a great game against Oklahoma until a catastrophic interception late. Took better care of the football against Georgia. Coming into this game, he was playing some good football. He is backed up here in this opening possession. Got to be smart here as a veteran quarterback.
Thorne throwing from the end zone and passes underneath to Lambert-Smith, and it gives the punter some breathing room, but a 3 and out. It's interesting. Coaches were pretty clear yesterday that Jarquez Hunter was going to be the focal point of the offense, but he doesn't get a touch while they're backed up to boot. One
of the best running backs in the entire SEC. He's been underutilized the first half of this season. Got to be a focal point of this offense throughout the course of this ball game here today.
Especially given the question marks about the quarterback position, throwing it that deep 3 times. Chapman's punt is short, And it checks up and will be down right at the stripe at midfield. So Missouri ball when we return, up 3-0 here in Columbia on homecoming.
ESPN College Football is presented by Tyson Brand, always been Tyson, and in part by Taco Bell.
3-0 Missouri, but Brady Cook, the starting quarterback for the Tigers, injured, non-contact on the last play. So it's Drew Pine, who started 10 games 2 years ago at Notre Dame. Let's get the latest on Cook from Taylor.
Well, Dave, it is good news regarding Brady Cook. I am told it is an ankle injury. He went into the locker room. They are currently taping up that ankle, but the expectation is he will return to this game.
And as Dusty mentioned, Taylor, it looked worse than I guess it is, because sometimes you see those non-contact injuries, you think the worst. We'll show you that in a second. Pine going to hand it off in a huge running lane for Noel. Down to the 35 for 15 yards on the first play of the drive.
Boy, physical and good double teams on the interior of this offensive line for Missouri. And Nate Noel hits it downhill, big gaping hole. And the type of push that Eli Drinkwitz was hoping to see from this offensive line.
Noel's got 200-yard games this year against Boston College and Vanderbilt. This time runs into the wall of Auburn defensive linemen as we go back to the Cook injury on the last possession.
So a few plays before he actually went down, Jalen McLeod takes Brady Cook down. I think this is where it might have happened. Looked like that ankle might have got caught underneath him, and you can tell there he can't step into that throw. Ankle bothering him. Then he just goes down and he heads into the locker room. But great news and an excellent report from Taylor McGregor that we should expect to see Brady Cook on the field.
On 2nd and 9, little dump off to Norfleet, and good hit in the open field by Jaron Thompson. So it's a short gain. It helps in this transfer portal era when you can get a veteran to be your backup. You don't see it a lot because everybody wants to be a starter. They're going to go somewhere they can start. But Drew Pine has a lot of experience. Not as gifted maybe as Cook, but can get you through a game if he has to.
It's a great point, and it's been very simple. Quick screen, little boot, easy dump down. Kirby Moore simplifying the playbook for his backup quarterback.
Pine to throw on 3rd down and 7. Has time. Guns it downfield and thrown out of bounds. Fans want a flag on that sideline, but Keontae Scott not called for interference on Crutchfield.
They take the shot down the field to Theo Weiss, but watch the double team. Watch the bracket coverage that Luther Burden's drawing. They're out of the slot. He's going to work a little inside option route. He's got multiple guys on him. They're going to force the ball to other receivers, and Drew Pine unable to connect down the field with Theo Weiss.
So Blake Craig, who made a 51-yard field goal on the last possession, will now try a 49-yarder. This one is way wide left. That drive started at midfield, but no points. Missouri has had the ball almost the entire first quarter, but only a 3-0 lead over Auburn. Time now for the Aflac trivia question. When did the first homecoming game take place at Missouri? And if you were watching the Open and heard Taylor McGregor's report, you know the answer. This is the birthplace of homecoming. Say Mini here in Columbia. Auburn takes over on its 32. 1st and 10 after the missed field goal by Missouri. And here's Hunter with his first touch. Wrestled to the ground after 3 yards. Hunter is 5th in the conference in rushing, 2nd in yards per carry. And he's one of the best backs in the conference.
He is physical, powerful, tough to tackle, has an excellent contact balance. And as we had a chance to talk with defensive tackle Christian Williams, it was clear the focal point for this defense here today was to limit him, slow him down, and defensive coordinator Corey Batoon said, we've got to find a way to keep Hunter in his shoebox. Nice job on first down.
Here he is again up the middle and stumbled forward, looked like maybe tripped. Oh, just a 1-yard gain. Good start against Hunter for Missouri defensively. Year 2 for Hugh Freeze as the head coach. 8-11 record, 3-8 in conference play. But he told us yesterday, I feel like we're on track. The record doesn't show it, but in terms of what I thought the program would be when I took over, we're headed in that direction. And they're certainly better than their record indicates. But 5 turnovers against Cal, 5 against Arkansas, the pick 6 against Oklahoma. They were in the game against Georgia 2 weeks ago.
DeAndre Lambert-Smith up top, the go-to guy for this offense.
Thorne looking up top and throwing incomplete, trying to hit Lambert-Smith, but the pass broken up by Deloach. And Auburn goes 3 and out again.
Well, this is an excellent job by Nicholas Deloach. Man-to-man coverage outside, right in his hip pocket, gets that left hand in to create the pass breakup. Tight coverage on third down. And a big stop for Missouri.
Deloach and Toriano Pride, a Clemson transfer, have been rotating at that cornerback spot. Chapman punting for the second time. Burden signaling, and the fair catch made around the 23. All right, let's go ahead and answer the Aflac trivia question.
Would you like me to do the honors?
Let me just ask a question first. We got to do that. That's part of the read here. When's the first homecoming game ever at Missouri?
1911.
Very
it's
good.
Be 1911.
Yes, 19. Do you know the opponents?
Well, there's a big rivalry. I think it's called the Border War. How about the Kansas Jayhawks for 500?
Very good. It was a 3-3 tie, and it was the 21st edition of the Border War. There was 10,000 people in attendance in that game. Just a little shy of what we have here today.
Great crowd here today.
Packed house for homecoming. 7 straight wins for Missouri on homecoming. Chase Daniel back. Gary Pinkel, longtime head coach here as well. Noel off the left side and out to the 29 for 6 yards. They're getting some good yardage on the ground on first down so far here in the opening quarter.
Really nice job there on that left side. Securing the edge, it's offensive line. Settling in, and if they can get Nate Noel on the edges, they feel like they can have a ton of success this afternoon.
Noel up the gut this time, wrapped up and spiked. What a hit that time by Trill Carter. Transfer from Texas, his former team in action tonight on ABC against Georgia in the big game of the weekend.
3rd and short, check in Tyler Stevens, a little bit big personnel. Added tight end on the field. Be really surprised if we don't see them try to pick this up on the ground. Feel really good about this offensive line. That right guard, Cameron Johnson, gets a lot of movement.
Pine's going to throw it, though, on 3rd down and through the hands of Jordan Harris, who is wide open. That was good design and a good throw by Pine, but Harris just dropped the ball, and Missouri will punt.
Yeah, clearly Auburn thinking what I was thinking as well, selling out to stop the run. And Harris sneaks out, shows block initially, sneaks out wide open, and a big missed opportunity on 3rd down for the Missouri offense.
So Luke Bauer on to punt for Missouri. He's got a touchdown pass in his career. Wouldn't expect a fake in this situation here, even on 4th and 2. And Bauer gets rid of that in time with Auburn bearing down on him. It's a short punt, but takes a couple of Missouri bounces and rolls to a stop at the 22 as we say hello to Matt Berry in the studio.
Marriott studio update time over on ABC. Miami and Louisville. Isaac Brown, watch the cut. He's gone 44 yards for the touchdown. Louisville grabs a 7-3 lead, but here comes Miami. Cam
2nd and
Ward,
7. They drop 8, and look at the time they give Cam Ward because of it.
George, Hurricanes back on top.
Back in the end zone. Look at that throw. Jacoby George. How about...
First down on the Auburn 22. Full house backfield. And it's Thorne keeping it, and he finds some room. And he runs through the arms of Joseph Charleston, 6-year safety, and picks up 14 yards.
Boy, it's an excellent job for the backfield. 84 Michael Riley's going to come set the edge, and it's GWES Hunter as well. Key blocking on the perimeter. We mentioned earlier the athleticism of Peyton Thorne. Good play design and good execution on the perimeter.
Thorne's got a lot of experience under his belt. Started 26 games at Michigan State before transferring to Auburn last year. Hunter up the middle on first down, out to the 39. Another interesting fact about Peyton Thorne: he's a 4-time captain, twice at Michigan State, twice at Auburn. He's one of just 3 in the country. Cam Rising, who's got a chance to be a 5-year captain, assuming he comes back to Utah, and then Justin Parks at Arkansas State. Peyton Thorne, very smart, very cerebral, son of a coach. Operating well so far in this drive. They continue with this full house look on 2nd and 6. Cobb past the 45 and dragging a defender with them. Gain of 10. They've committed to the run game on this drive so far.
Yes, they have. And Michael Riley, once again, 84, tight end, line to the backfield. A nice key block to help set the edge. It's GWES Hunter out in front as well. Good speed on the perimeter by the sophomore, Jeremiah Cobb.
See Auburn huddling, something Hugh Freeze has done more and more of this year. Used to go so fast when he was at Ole Miss.
No doubt. Look for a little play action off this and maybe a shot down the field.
Instead, a whistle.
That's the end of the first quarter.
And the first quarter has come to an end. We mentioned both teams wanted to shorten the game, and it's only about a 33-minute opening quarter here in Columbia. And Missouri on top, 3-0. You're watching the SEC on ESPN as we welcome you back to ESPN College Football presented by Tyson Brand. Missouri, despite no touches from its best player in 18 snaps, Luther Burden III leads Auburn 3-0. A missed field goal and a made field goal for Missouri. Meanwhile, Auburn on the move, first time at midfield. Barely had the ball in that opening quarter. Ran just 9 plays. And here's a pitch to Malcolm Simmons, a true freshman. It'll go down as a pass and a gain of about 10 yards for Simmons. Let's check in with Taylor. Spoke with Hugh Freeze moments ago.
Coach, Mizzou controlling the time of possession. How do you flip that script here?
Well, special teams put us at the 5-yard line. You can't, that really hurt us. And then they had the field position. Luckily, our defense has played well enough to keep them in field goals, and they missed one. So we're leaning on them now. Finally got a little field position, having some good runs right now.
Thank you.
Yep.
Dave?
All right, Taylor, that last play went for 9 yards from the true freshman Simmons. So on 2nd and 1, they're going to hand it off to Alston. He keeps the legs moving and picks up a couple more yards after contact down to the 37 of Missouri.
Boy, good physical interior blocking. The center, Connor Liu, on a nice double team, paving the path. I love that first down run to Malcolm Simmons. Coaches told us Simmons, the true freshman, might be the most explosive player on this football team. He's been one of the biggest surprises, and they've got some talented young wide receivers. Cam Coleman garners the headline, but look for Malcolm Simmons to continue to get the ball and make an imprint on this game.
And here it is again. That little pitch forward to Simmons, and this time Missouri was better. Brought down by Carnell at the 37 for no gain.
Well, I love watching Carnell on tape. Plays safety, little hybrid. He'll get in there. Nickel, nice job knifing underneath the block and creating the play right at the line of scrimmage. Dalen Carnell has got such versatility in coverage and the ability to come up and make tackles, as you saw on first down.
4 tackles for a loss for Carnell on the year. Junior from Indy, back to throw, goes Thorne on 2nd and long and dumps it off out in space. Hunter, great move at the 30. And out of bounds at the 20-yard line, a gain of 17, just the 8th catch for Hunter this season. They don't throw it to him often.
Well, it's just zone coverage, and 14, Tristan Newsom doesn't get wide enough. He continues to get depth, not width. No one out there to identify Hunter in the flats.
As we said, they want to get him touches. So dangerous with the ball in his hands, especially on the perimeter. Going to run in between the tackles, finds a lane. Down to about the 15-yard line for a gain of 4. From Missouri, as you look at the schedule, 5-1, but they beat Murray State and Buffalo 89-0 combined, beat UMass 45-3. So defensively, against those 3 teams, they've given up 1 point per game. Against the Power 4 teams, Boston College, Vanderbilt, and Texas A&M, the defense surrendering about 30 points per game. Got blown out by A&M 41-10. Meanwhile, Zion Young, key player on defense, shaken up.
Matt Ferry in our college football studio with our Fairfield by Marriott studio update. Don't look now. We got a little something brewing against Virginia and Clemson. Anthony Calandria to Dakota Twitty. Wahoo's up 10-3. Now back to the best booth on the noon window on ESPN today.
That's so true,
He's
Matt.
very clever. Matt Berry, very clever.
All over it. 2nd and 6. Zion Young was banged up on the last play. Hunter gets the call, and he gets pushed back after just a 1-yard gain. Now, Auburn's had some big plays, but they have been able to finish drives, and that's one of the reasons that their offense has really struggled this year, especially in the red zone.
Turnovers, red zone offense have plagued this football team. They've moved it between the 20s. Now an important possession here for the quarterback, Peyton Thorne.
Thorne rolling to his left. And looked like his arm got hit as he tried to throw that ball. Eddie Kelly Jr., who replaced Young when he got hurt a couple plays ago, was there defensively.
Well, Eddie Kelly Jr. just does an excellent job going straight through Jarquez Hunter. It's going to be a sprint out, going to roll Peyton Thorne. And typically, Hunter does a nice job able to pick up some of that pressure, but the bigger Kelly ran right through him and forced the errant throw.
So a 32-yard field goal try by Towns Magoo. That's actually his long on the year, 32. He's 4 for 8. Alex McPherson, who was a great kicker a year ago, we're told he's available possibly today. But Magoo able to hit there, and that ties the game at 3. So Auburn finishes a drive that time and evens the game here in Columbia.
ESPN College Football, presented by Tyson Brand, is brought to you by Ashley, for the love of home, and Burger King. You rule.
41st year of one of the largest student-run blood drives in the country here in Columbia, Missouri. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, and Taylor McGregor. Eli Drinkwitz, year 5 as the head coach, the reigning coach of the year in the SEC.
Done an excellent job here at Missouri. And, you know, he kind of told us yesterday that everyone's been pressing to execute, and the expectations so high. Even they've been coaching a little bit different, pointing out all the negatives. And he said, kind of reset after A&M, reminding guys to have fun, play a little bit more free, and forget about the expectations and the added pressure that they've had coming into the season.
He said he got a lot of that back when he was coaching at Auburn from Cam Newton. Said, watch the way Newton addressed the team and how much fun he had playing the game in that national championship season. Manning on the return, past the 25, across the 30, and then finally slammed down at the 34-yard line. Take a look at today's road test, brought to you by Goodyear. Auburn at Georgia 2 weeks ago. They're in the game for a while, but end up losing by 18 by last week, and then at Kentucky next week. So no home games in October. Since 1949, it only happened one other time, and that was in 2019.
It's a fascinating Auburn football team. I mean, they have outplayed some of the opponents that they've gotten the losses. You are what your record says you are, but it won't surprise me if they take better care of the football. We see this Auburn team go on a little bit of a run.
Pine back to throw, pressure on, and the pass is incomplete, but pass interference going to be called on the DB, Jaron Thompson. Kay and Lee had pressure, so Pine just threw that up for grabs, but
Pass interference on the defense. Number 6. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
A little half roll. A little half roll, and they sneak Nate Noel out of the backfield, and it's Austin Keys who's going to get called for the interference. Like the play design, little misdirection, takes a big shot there from Lee on the blitz, but draws the flag.
Play fake, Pine setting up, in trouble again, and this time completes it on the dump off to Carroll. And Carroll wrestled down at midfield, a gain of 8 on the play. Again, Drew Pine is in there for the injured Brady Cook, a non-contact injury on the second Missouri possession. Pine very experienced, 3 seasons at Notre Dame, started most of their games, went 8-2 with the Irish 2 years ago, played in just 2 games at Arizona State. Last year started 1. So you look at his career numbers.
Showing some toughness here, Dave.
They hit a bunch already. They just slam it downhill with Carroll. And that's enough for a first down.
Taking a couple of shots here on this possession. Good job on first down to locate his running back out of the backfield. First time we've seen Eugene Asante, the linebacker for Auburn, one of the leaders of this defense, typically flying around and an excellent blitzer on that side of the ball for the Tigers.
Auburn had 12 guys on the field, but the official allowed them to substitute, get that extra man off before Missouri could snap it. Play action, Pine with the defender in his face, dumps it off to Jordan Harris, who breaks a tackle. Harris had a drop earlier in the game, secures that one, and picks up 17.
Well, they've got the tight ends very much involved in this ball game. Play action boot, going to work Harris across in motion, unidentified. A nice job after the catch by Harris, eluding the initial tackler and getting a big pickup.
Kirby Moore, the offensive coordinator, making things easier on Drew Pine with the short passing game. Pine to throw again. Now taking a shot and threw it way out of bounds that time. Trying to hit Manning. Still nothing going the way of Luther Burden III.
Surprising, Dave. I mean, this is one of the most electric, dynamic players in all of college football. Now, he left the UMass game with a bit of an injury. We were told he was fine throughout the course of practice this week. He's full go, but and Kirby Moore, whether they hand it to him, just get it to him in quick screens. Very surprised we haven't seen him with any touch.
And Carroll puts the ball on the ground. Fumbled exchange between the quarterback, Pine, and Carroll, and Auburn has the ball. Recovered by Jalen McLeod. That's the first turnover for Missouri since week 2, more than 18 quarters of play.
Well, it's an outside stretch, and you'll see Drew Pine have to reach out to put the ball in the belly of Carroll. And this is just mishandled by the running back. That ball looked like it was right there. He went to close his hands early. Ball's on the ground. McLeod's on top. Big takeaway for Auburn. This is a Missouri offense that does not turn the ball over, Dave. First turnover since going all the way back to week 2. It's been a key piece of what's allowed them success this year, being so good in that turnover margin.
And Auburn 130th in the country in turnover margin, but none against Georgia. +1 here today. After the fumble recovery, And it's Jarquez Hunter getting the direct snap past the 45, and then he fumbled the ball at the 48-yard line. Missouri's got it. Inside the 40 and down to the 38. It's rolled a fumble. Recovered by the Tigers. Sidney Williams, and returned inside the Auburn 40.
Well, here's Corey Flagg. He's going to, when he comes in to make the tackle, use that right arm to try to rip it out. I couldn't tell if he's down when that ball comes out. Flagg looks like, as he's making that tackle, right arm on the football, but where is Jarquez Hunter when this ball starts to come loose? It's tough to tell from that angle, Dave.
And again, the ruling on the field, so important in this case. Rule the fumble. You see them raking at the ball, trying to strip it.
I think he's down. Looks like his butt is on the ground before he loses possession of the football. It's a good job by Flagg. He attacks that ball and tries to rip it loose.
Previous play, video, ruling on the field was a fumble recovered in Missouri.
And again, you have to have no doubt whatsoever, indisputable video evidence beyond all doubt to overturn the ruling on the field. Was it moving at all before his backside hit the ground?
And that's the key, right? Exactly. As Flagg's got that right arm in and he's wrenching and pulling at the football, is there any slight movement, any subtle movement whatsoever? If there is, that ball's out. It's Missouri football. If it's not, and he still has full possession and secures the ball, they might reverse this. It's going to be a close call.
I think we jinxed Auburn talking about that. Finally, they actually are in the plus category in terms of turnover ratio in a game.
I mean, it looks like whenever he first, as you mentioned, his backside hits the ground, looks like he is in possession of the football. Take that back, guys. Good job by our camera crew.
I think he's down, but the problem is you can't think. You've got to know when it's called a fumble on the field. And David Smith, our referee, David Ullman, our replay official. Got the collaborative effort by the SEC to make sure they get this right.
That's a really good look, that last one we just showed. The last look, I really think that when you slow these things down, and as he's coming to the ground, so down, looks like he's still got full possession of the football.
Yep. If this is overturned, it takes some time because they got to figure out, okay, where was Hunter? Where was he down? We got to get the clock back to where it is. Was it a first down? He did get a chunk play on that carry past the 43-yard line. It was a 24-yard run, so it was a huge play. And actually, it looked like it was a 48-yard line when he went down. So if it's overturned, Auburn's going to be near midfield. And that's probably why it's taking so long. Once we get to this stage and it's going right, as long as it is ball placement, down and distance, clock, all that on an overturn.
Video review, the runner was down prior to losing possession of the ball. The ball will be placed on the 47-yard line on the left hash. First down, Auburn.
So, Jarquez Hunter with that huge run of 24 yards out to the 47. They didn't get it to him on that first drive, but he's had a lot of touches since. Is both the runner and the receiver. On that last play was the Wildcat quarterback.
Had a lot of variety of formations. Seen three different guys in the backfield. That one, motion Peyton Thorne out the direct snap. Hugh Freeze really throwing a lot at this Missouri defense here today.
Thorne pulls it back this time. Long throw at the shoelaces of Lambert Smith, and it skipped to him, incomplete. Boy, Lambert Smith had some green in front of him too, but Thorne with that long throw just couldn't deliver.
Yeah, he did. It's a good clean pocket. Nice job. They max protect, keep in a couple extra bodies. He steps into that throw and just short. Just misfire by Peyton Thorne to his best target, Lambert Smith.
Thorne just 50% completion rate so far in the game, 60% on the season. 10 touchdown passes, 6 picks, 4 against Cal. The pick 6 against Oklahoma in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 10. Thorne, delayed pitch to Fairweather, the tight end. A little shovel pass and a gain of about 5.
I like this flip here by Peyton Thorne. You see the tight end come back across in motion. As he works back across, unable to throw it, just a little shovel forward. Get them in 3rd and manageable. They're just past midfield.
Auburn is yet to convert on 3rd down in the game, 0 for 3. Thorne, another long throw. This time it's a strike. Lambert Smith to the 40-yard line, a gain of 13 with Trevez Johnson in coverage.
But one of the things about Keandre Lambert Smith is his route running. He's so detailed in his route running, and it's just man-on-man coverage outside, and he wins.
Here comes a flag on the next snap. A wide receiver screen to Robert Lewis. And this will come back. Lambert Smith, the leader of that receiving corps for Auburn, Penn State transfer.
Holding, number 5 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, 1st down.
At that time, got a little too much jersey as he's out there blocking instead of catching.
He's been a great addition for this offense. Obviously, the penalty there, but throughout this season, explosive plays, leadership. The hold, that right arm gets outside the framework, draws the penalty, but well, he's been great with his production, his leadership, mentoring a bunch of young wide receivers, coaching staff. A lot of praise for the senior transfer, Keandre Lambert Smith.
Now 1st and 15 after the foul on the 45 of Missouri. Thorne keeping it, squeezes through a hole. He fumbles the ball at the 40. Definitely wasn't down there. No signal yet from the officials. Picked up about 5 yards before he coughed up the ball. They are peeling bodies off the pile, trying to find that football.
Guy like you wouldn't want to be down there at the bottom of one of those piles, Dave.
Still no signal. At some point, there is the signal. It's Missouri ball. Toriano Pride Jr., the man that was just held on that previous play by Lambert Smith, comes up with a fumble recovery at the 40.
Well, Auburn dodged a bullet with Hunter putting it on the ground, not going to dodge a bullet here. And I think this is friendly fire. Peyton Thorne runs into his own man, and it's Missouri football.
Matt Berry in our college football studio. AT&T Multiview is keeping fans connected. What I want to focus on, you got Miami, Louisville, upper left, East Carolina, Army. Army just a gauntlet this year. I want Dusty Dvorak to focus on the lower right. South Carolina up 21-0 over Oklahoma. They've made the quarterback switch. Jackson Arnold is back, but have a look at that, Dusty.
I think he'd rather
talk a game here.
I think he'd rather talk about Army. Can we just focus on that monitor? What Army and Navy are doing this year, as that pass is off the mark by Drew Pine, as we check in with Taylor to get an injury update on Brady Cook.
Yeah, Dave, I originally told you that the expectation is that Brady Cook would return to this game, but he has never come back out onto the field since we originally showed him going into the locker room. I am now being told by the head athletic trainer here at Mizzou that he is still being evaluated, and we should know more at halftime.
Yeah, it's really interesting that they were quick to give Taylor the information that he was likely to return, and now that looks to be in doubt. He got hurt on the second series. Backup Drew Pine has been in since. And timeout called here by Pine with a play clock down to 3 with some confusion there. Let's go back to the injury for Brady Cook. Non-contact on the ankle.
This was the initial play that we think it possibly happened when Jalen McLeod pulled him to the ground. Because after that play, he just wasn't right. And that's finally the one that he went down, and we haven't seen him since. So I know the play that we haven't seen him since was non-contact, but I think that as McLeod kind of torqued him to the ground, it looked like that ankle might have gotten folded up underneath. But regardless of exactly when it happened, we've yet to see Brady Cook return since that final shot.
We know how much it means to Cook, too. Homecoming for him, his last shot here at Missouri. Grew up in St. Louis. Was a young man that dreamt of playing quarterback at Missouri. As you look at some great games coming up in the SEC this afternoon and tonight. Brady Cook first started watching Missouri football when Chase Daniel was the quarterback. Daniel is here, by the way, today. And then was a big fan of Blaine Gabbert. Missouri had some really good teams when Brady was growing up and got them back to the promised land last year, an 11-win season. Here's his backup, Pine, delivering to Theo Weiss. Transfer from Oklahoma, and a gain of about 21 to the 39 of Auburn.
What's a good job by Theo Weiss, just sitting down. Go ahead and roll that, guys. He sits down in zone coverage right in between two defenders, and a nice find by Drew Pine. Accurate, decisive, and a first down for the Tigers.
And I mentioned an Oklahoma transfer just to make you feel a little bit better. My man, play action, rolling out, Pine being chased by Falk, and throws it away. Boy, Falk showing some speed that time, tracking down the quarterback and forcing the errant throw.
He is an excellent young talent. Just a sophomore, he's 6'6", 288. You mentioned the speed, he's got length. They move him all over this defensive line as an edge player, an interior player on some sub packages. Knew coming into this game he would need to have an impact, and he's made his presence felt on a couple of plays here in this first half.
Fourth in the conference in sacks, had 2 against Georgia, 2 against Cal on consecutive plays. On 2nd and 10, Kawan Lacey gets the carry. And the true freshman, just his 19th attempt of the season, picks up a yard. 3rd and long coming up.
This is exactly where they don't want to be, but the backup Drew Pine. They're moving quickly, going to get on the ball fast.
Maybe 4-down territory. Pine from the pocket, moving left, gets drilled, but his pass off target. And again, big hit on Pine. That was DeMarcus Riddick. And it's 4th and 9.
And DeMarcus Riddick, another one of these freshmen that this staff and Auburn fans have to be happy about. Watch Riddick. He's just going to play a little bit of the spy. He's going to sit back. He's going to wait. We'll delay blitz. See if something opens up. Caden Green, the left guard, attention goes away from the linebacker, and a nice close and a big hit on Drew Pine.
You like this move here, trying a 55-yarder? He's made a 56-yarder, 51-yarder today that missed from 49.
Well, he knows his kicker far better than I do. He thinks he can make it. A lot of confidence here.
It has plenty of leg, but it's no good. And that means Auburn will get excellent field position. Just wondered in that situation, in a close game, you know it's going to be close game, not a lot of possessions. Do you risk it there, or do you just punt it?
I mean, looking back in retrospect, you'd obviously punt the football, try to pin them and make them go the distance. Plenty of leg. Obviously, we saw from Craig, but now the second time we've seen him pull kicks to the left.
So Auburn will have the ball at its 38 this season. All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, All-State. So Peyton Thorne, after the turnover, fumbling on the Missouri 40, back to work. And another long throw. He completes it to Fairweather, but a good tackle in space that time by Trevez Johnson, and only a 1-yard pickup.
It was a long throw, as you mentioned. Hit the tight end, motion him out. Good job tackling out there on the perimeter by Johnson. New defensive coordinator this year for Missouri, Corey Batoon. Guy that knows Hugh Freeze so well. They coached together for 8 years at different stops. Arkansas State, Ole Miss, Liberty. Chess match between those two here this afternoon.
Oh, nice cut that time by Hunter. Goes up in the air and hurdles the defensive back, Drayden Norwood, and is out to the 47 for 7 yards.
Boy, this is an excellent block by Braden Joyner. Gets out in front, helps allow for that edge. How about the athleticism by Hunter? We've seen a lot of that this year. Players going up over the top. That's the high hurdles. Wow.
He got up there.
I'd be surprised if we don't see this going to Jarquez Hunter. 3rd and short. Give it to the big physical back.
8 carries already. Instead, they run that same play to Simmons. 3rd time they've run it. He gets the first down, and they're going to call, it looks like, Norwood for a horse collar. The tackle was definitely awkward. The question is, did he actually grab the nameplate there?
Personal foul. Horse number 11 on the defense. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
And they called it on Corey Flagg. I thought it was Drayden Norwood, 12 over there. Let's take a look.
11 Simmons had the football from behind. Looks like he got within the framework of the shoulder pads.
Yeah, got the nameplate there. And the immediate drag down. Just hard to tell live if it was at the outside shoulder pad.
3rd time we've seen Simmons getting him the football on the perimeter, utilizing and showcasing that speed. An important 3rd down conversion.
Another good drive by Auburn. Looking to pay it off. Thorne to the air. Pressure backside. Thorne gets out of there, though. Dragging a defender. He won't go down. And finally, he tackled at the line of scrimmage. But after the initial hit from Walker, there's a flag down. Peyton Thorne, at only 200 pounds, wouldn't go down.
Well, Johnny Walker Jr. been waiting on him to win some of his one-on-one matchups. It's really
number
good
77
pressure.
on the
good
offense.
strength.
10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
So holding call that time on Jeremiah Wright, the right guard. That'll back up Auburn. The 1st and 20. They have all their timeouts and the 2-minute timeouts, so plenty of time. Game tied at 3. This is really what we expected. Low scoring, low possession. A lot of run plays or short passes. Those little pitches to Simmons are essentially runs, even though technically, statistically, they're pass plays. Roll out for Thorne. Throw back, and it was behind the tight end. Fairweather, he caught it and his knee went down, so he loses about 6 yards. Back at the 49, he was better off if he just dropped the ball.
It's good play design, poor execution. Roll the pocket right, and it's a tight end throwback screen. That ball just too far down. And as we see Fairweather go down and catch the football, knee on the ground. Tigers, Auburn just shooting themselves in the foot.
Thorne on 2nd and 26. Short throw to Cobb, and he makes the defender miss inside the 35 and down to the 32. So he gets 17 yards on the play. Puts him back in field goal range, perhaps.
Field goal range, 3rd manageable. What a nice job after the catch by Cobb. Tristan Newsom had the sidelines to help him as an extra defender. Cobb able to get out of that tackle.
That takes us to the 2-minute timeout here in Columbia. Jeremiah Cobb, really dangerous with the ball in his hands. One of the top kick returners in the SEC. Getting it done as a receiver out in space. Auburn with 2 minutes to go in scoring position when we come back.
The new 12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
Missouri very much alive for an automatic spot as the SEC champ, but also an at-large to the new expanded 12-team college football playoff. But a stop would help their cause to win this game. And Auburn just going to keep it on the ground, and Hunter in trouble, taken down for a 5-yard loss. And one would assume way out of field goal range on 4th and 15. That was Dalen Carnell, another tackle for a loss of 5th.
Dalen Carnell is going to sneak up. He's going to come from out of your screen. He's going to sneak up right around the line of scrimmage and time that blitz up perfectly, create that negative play, and likely knock Auburn out of any chance of kicking a field goal.
Missouri called timeout. They want their offense to have the football with some time on the clock. And so it'd be about a 55-yard field goal try from here. Towns Magoo's long is 32. So you'd have to assume a punt unless Alex McPherson is healthy enough to go. McPherson has been having some gastro issues, and so he's lost weight. He's not a big guy to begin with, only about 150 anyway. And he's not 100%, so they're not going to put him out there. Remember last year he made 19 straight field goals, and they're just going to punt with Chapman. Daniel Blood, not Luther Burden, is back as the return man. Angled toward the near side, and well done. Fair caught around the 8 as we send you to Matt in the studio.
Entertaining one, fellas. Coming up, avocados from Mexico halftime report. Canes and Clemson and close ones early on. We'll have highlights. Plus, Indiana keeps handling prosperity. They're looking good again today. What's the deciding factor for Bama and Tennessee this afternoon? Joey Galloway joins me coming up in the Avocados from Mexico halftime report.
Man, there's so many surprise teams. Yeah. Army, Navy, BYU. How about Indiana?
Incredible. Kurt Cignetti in his first year, and he told everybody when he took the job, check my resume. He said, Google me. He's never had a losing season. An incredible start, 6-0, and a nice lead there in the first half over Nebraska.
Missouri backed up with a backup in at quarterback, and Pine just handing it off to Jamal Roberts. And he's out to the 13. And Auburn's going to call a timeout. They have 2 remaining now.
We came into this game and thought Luther Burden, without question, would be a focal point of this Missouri offense. And he's yet to have a touch, only 1 target. You see the bracket coverage, double team on a 3rd down early in the game, forcing the ball outside and single coverage. Luther Burden again, man-to-man at the line of scrimmage, moving a safety over the top help. Multiple defenders drawing a lot of attention. DJ Durkin, the Auburn defensive coordinator, with a good plan, good scheme to try to take Luther Burden out of this ballgame. But we've seen Luther Burden get the ball just tossed to him, handed to him out of the backfield, quick screens on the perimeter, but Kirby Moore has not dialed up any of those here so far in this first half.
And again, got to wonder about the health. As you mentioned earlier, was banged up in the last game against UMass, but the coaches told us he's good to go today. Have not seen a ton of him, though, here in the second quarter. Run play on 2nd down. It's Roberts again. Full head of steam, but then the hole closes at the 15. Another timeout taken here by Auburn. That will leave the Tigers with 1. And 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and about 4. Actually, they're going to move it out towards the 16-yard line. Kick off your NFL Sunday with the Countdown crew. Sal Powell talking with Saquon ahead of his return to New York. Plus, the crew dives into the Devontae Adams trade to the Jets on Sunday. NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern, ESPN. 2 games on Monday Night Football. First, it's the Ravens and the Buccaneers, 8 Eastern on ABC. Got a couple of MVP candidates in that game.
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield, Lamar, and then on ESPN Plus exclusively, the Chargers and the Cardinals.
How about that Chargers-Cardinals game? I think I know somebody standing right to my left that'll be at that game. The voice of the Arizona Cardinals, Dave Pasch.
Coming off a loss to Green Bay 2 weeks ago, 1 in San Francisco. Chargers seem like they're just starting to get it going now, finding a groove.
Jim Harbaugh back in the NFL. What a great slate there for Monday night.
3rd and 2 for Missouri. And they pitch it to Burden, his first touch of the game, and he gets a 1st down out to the 23-yard line.
Just get that man the football. Just a little simple touch, a little flip. Right there, good blocking out in front. He is so dangerous with the ball in his hands if you give him just a little bit of space.
Pass play, Pine, short throw to Harris, and tackled by true freshman Jay Crawford in the field of play. And both teams with a timeout, neither going to use it. Approaching a minute to go here in the first half.
See how Drew Pine can operate here at this 2-minute offense. Limited reps in practice in this type of scenario.
Pine from the pocket, delivers again in the field of play. And Crawford right there on Burden to make the tackle. And Auburn electing not to use a timeout here on defense. And it doesn't seem like Missouri's in a hurry on offense. They can take it down to about 15 seconds or so before they snap it. And now a timeout has been called. So actually called it a little bit earlier, just the officials did not see it, so they add a couple seconds back on the clock as we look at today's weekend lineup, brought to you by Wendy's Saucy Nugs. Tennessee, Alabama coming up on ABC next. ABC tonight, Georgia, Texas. The entire game day panel picked Texas. Are you in agreement or no?
I think it's going to be a very competitive game. Tough to pick against Texas. I do expect Kirby Smart to have his team ready to fight in Austin today. Texas has been so complete, been so good on both sides of the ball. It's the #1 defense in yards and points per game in the country. But how about this slate of games? That Bama-Tennessee game at 3:30. Wow. Both those teams got questions. Who's going to come up with the answer? Late night game in Fayetteville. Just some awesome matchups throughout this wonderful Saturday of college football.
On 3rd down and 4 for Missouri. Pine back to throw. Stepping up and drilled. Sacked back at the 28-yard line by Eugene Asante. First time we've called his name. Auburn can't stop the clock, though. They're out of timeouts, and so that's probably going to end the half. I'm sure Missouri doesn't want to risk getting a punt blocked, and they'll just walk off to the locker room.
It's a good job inside. It was Quintrell Jameis Travis with the interior pressure. Eugene Asante, watch inside. He's going to make this happen, and you'll see Asante is just going to take advantage. He's got the running back out of the backfield, and as he sees Drew Pine step up, closes on the quarterback and closes this half with a sack. A defensive matchup here in Columbia, Dave Pash.
2 missed field goals by Missouri, both long ones, 49 and 55. We send you to the Avocados for Mexico halftime report. Matt, Barry, and Joey. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Tyson Brand. From Columbia, Missouri, you're watching the SEC on ESPN. Auburn 3, Missouri 3. The Tigers ranked 19th in the country. Playoff hopes potentially on the line. Dave Pash, Dustin Dvorak. They say this is the birthplace of homecoming back in 1911. If we were around in 1911, I imagine that game would feel a lot like what we saw here. The score's the same. It was 3-3 back over 100 years ago. This is definitely old school football.
A lot of defense, ball control, clock management. We've seen huddles here today. Auburn with a lot of creativity in the run game. Can Missouri, with the quarterback out, get their run game going? Does not feel like a game we're going to see a lot of chances taken by either one of these offenses.
Be a touchback, and so Auburn will start on its 25. Neither team with more than 70 passing yards. It doesn't help that Brady Cook got hurt for Missouri.
Early in this ball game, he had to depart. Drew Pine has stepped in, and Brady Cook has not been seen since. But a lot of creativity from Hugh Freeze and this offense, running the football, loaded house backfield, and getting Cobb to the perimeter. And finally, at the end of that first half, we saw Luther Burden get a touch. Well, that sparked something for Kirby Moore, getting one of the most dynamic players in college football the ball in his hands here in the second half.
Player Spotlight brought to you by Old Spice. 11 yards away from 2,000, just the one touch for Burden. Missouri on defense. Auburn 0-3 in conference play. Thorne had 1 turnover on a fumble in the first quarter. He completes a pass to Robert Lewis for a gain of 9. Let's check in with Taylor for some important injury updates.
Yeah, beginning first with Brady Cook, I did get confirmation he is dealing with an ankle injury. He is unlikely to return. Also, leading rusher Nate Noel is dealing with a foot injury. He is also unlikely to return, but Mizzou wants to run the football, so look for Marcus Carroll to step up, who had 3 touchdowns last weekend against UMass, Dave.
All right, Taylor, and meanwhile, You've got Robert Lewis getting to the action a lot. He had 9 catches coming in, back-to-back grabs. He had 1 in the first half as well.
And that's that first play we saw tempo for the first times all day, which is typically what most people who've watched Hugh Freeze offense are accustomed to seeing. They slow it back down after the first down, but a couple of perimeter throws to start this second half.
Full house on homecoming for Missouri as the quarterback Thorne keeps it with room up to midfield, and he gets absolutely walloped by Joseph Charleston. And Thorne is shaken up. Peyton Thorne started the first 2 games of the year. They went to Hank Brown after he threw 4 interceptions against Cal. Retook the starting job midway through the Arkansas game. Started the last 2 games. Started today. And still being looked at by the training staff after that big hit. Back in a moment. Auburn quarterback Peyton Thorne looks to be okay. He's got to sit for 1 play, but big collision with Charleston and Burks.
A quarterback sandwich here. Big hit as he went down, stayed down for a while, did get up. Looks as if he'll be ready to come back in, but Hank Brown in a quarterback.
Brown 6 touchdown passes on the year and 2 starts. Going to keep it on the ground here on 2nd and short. And Jarquez Hunter getting the first down to the 48. Hunter 5th in the conference. Rushing yards per game, 2nd in yards per carry as Peyton Thorne returns at quarterback.
Good start to the second half for Auburn. A couple of first downs, saw a couple of perimeter throws and back-to-back runs here to get this second half started.
Hunter again, and good hit in the hole that time by Flag, so just a 1-yard gain. You know, it's interesting, Hugh Freeze calls the plays primarily, but a lot of teams do this. It's just not talked about a lot, but they have Derek Nix, the offensive coordinator. He calls plays to start the drive. They have Ken Austin, the quarterback coach, calling a lot of the 3rd and long plays. They were huddling. They don't hear. They get to the line quickly for 2nd and 9. Thorne with time and a deep ball. Got a receiver open, pulled in for a touchdown by Cam Coleman. First touchdown of the game for either team.
Well, the fantastic freshman with the biggest and most explosive play of this football game, with a great route, and what a dime coming back into the game for Peyton Thorne, the first touchdown of this ball game.
They're number 1 in the SEC in yards per completion. They have had big plays through the passing game prior to that, but that's really the first explosive play for either team through the air in this game, and it's now 10-3 after the extra point.
Well, Cam Coleman's going to be working outside on Norwood. It's going to be a vertical route, and you'll watch the safety, center field safety, Marvin Burks Jr. just gets flat-footed, eyes in the backfield, and as Cam Coleman runs past the corner, Marvin Burks' eyes in the wrong place, no one able to get over the top. Great throw down the field by Peyton Thorne, and an easy walk-in touchdown from Cam Coleman, one of the most talented receivers in the country coming out. Hugh Freeze says yes. First half, they did not take many, if any, shots down the field. They come out in the second half, they take their shot early and connect on a big blow.
And for Auburn, as we mentioned, a big play offense, but just the turnovers have been a killer. This is a game that could turn their season around. If they can win this game, it would be their first in conference play. They go to Kentucky next. They still have A&M and Vanderbilt at home and the Iron Bowl in Tuscaloosa. But this would be one of the better wins of the short Hugh Freeze era if they can beat a top 20 team. They have not beaten a ranked team since 2021. They've lost 13 in a row against ranked foes, their longest stretch without a win over a top 25 team in 72 years at Auburn. Here's Manning off the one bounce, and a flag down as Manning is thrown out at the 30-yard line. Penalties back at the 17. This will back up Missouri's offense.
During the return, illegal blocking and back, number 21 on the receiving team. Penalty is half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. First down, Missouri.
It's on Trajan Greco, so that backs up Drew Pine. Again, they've had their last couple drives start inside their 10-yard line. Our Week 8 lineup continues today with A&M Mississippi State on SEC Network. Vanderbilt taking on Ball State. Vanderbilt's got Texas next week in Nashville. Could be a battle of two ranked teams, including the #1 team. Of course, Texas needs to beat Georgia tonight on ABC. And then also on SEC Network tonight, we've got Florida and Kentucky.
A&M has been really good, as Missouri fans know all too well, a couple weeks ago in College Station with a very impressive victory. Nate Noel back out there in the backfield. Great to see for this offense.
And Pine throws that one away. Not intentionally, just not on the same page with Norfleet. Just back to A&M and this conference, Dusty, when you think about Mike Elko coming over in year one, exceeded expectations, wouldn't you say, based on how things ended with Jimbo?
No doubt. 5-1 when they hit the bye, feeling good about themselves, a favorable schedule down the stretch. They got off to a slow start against Notre Dame, but they've just gotten better and better each and every week. Impressive start for Mike Elko in College Station.
We got LSU next week. 2nd and 10. Pine with a pump fake, in trouble, and was trying to hit Burden. They haven't blown it dead yet. It was a forward pass, and now they do. Incomplete. It was Isaiah Rakes that was right in the face of Drew Pine. He was trying to hit Burden on a wide receiver screen, and it's 3rd and 10.
I like the play call, tunnel screen to Luther Burden, but as Drew Pine gets clobbered trying to throw the football, hits Caden Green back of the head. Nice job by Rakes inside with immediate pressure on Drew Pines.
Isn't that an illegal touching penalty when it hits an offensive lineman downfield like that? I believe it cannot hit an offensive lineman if it's a forward pass through the neutral zone. May have been behind the line of scrimmage there. Pine on 3rd down and long. Dangerous pass. It's juggled and incomplete. Jake Crawford almost came down with the interception, and Missouri will have to punt from deep in its own end.
Boy, Jake Crawford, another freshman that's been really good. Earned the starting spot in this ball game. He's in zone coverage, continues to sink with eyes on the quarterback. Gets his right hand on the football and almost brings down a very impressive and athletic interception. Excellent zone coverage, reading the quarterback by Crawford.
And that penalty just ruined that drive for Missouri without the firepower. Brady Cook, starting quarterback, out. That flag made him start inside their 10, and now a short punt. And it kicks sideways out of bounds. Auburn is going to start in plus territory. Quick strike on the last possession for Auburn. There's a flag down, by the way, back near the line of scrimmage.
During the kick, holding, number 28 on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, Auburn.
It's on Lador Faustin, and so Auburn will not start in plus territory. But Auburn still with a lead here in Columbia, 10-3.
ESPN College Football, presented by Tyson Brand, is brought to you by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen and Ashley, for the love of home.
It is homecoming weekend in Columbia, Missouri. The home team, which is 24-7 at Faroe Field under Coach Drinkwitz, which is the #1 winning percentage for a head coach at Missouri at home, trails 10-3 and what feels like a huge possession here defensively.
Massive possession for Corey Batoon, and Peyton Thorne starting to heat up. We know he took the big shot, hopped right back in, but from a production standpoint in yards, almost as much production in that opening drive as the entire first half.
First down on the 41. Hunter tackled in the backfield. Nice play that time by Eddie Kelly Jr. That's a loss of 2. Good start to the drive defensively.
Boy, it's a really good job. Watch him knife underneath. Jeremiah Wright is going to pull around and try to kick him out. He knifes underneath that, makes a nice negative play.
Much needed for this defense after allowing the big play. Thorne on 2nd and long. His pass tipped and incomplete. Not sure who that was intended for. It was touched by Micah Riley, the tight end. It actually looked like it was meant to go to a receiver downfield, and it's 3rd and 12.
Sam Jackson, the 5th, former high school teammate of Peyton Thorne, I think was the intended target. Too many bodies in the same space, and big 3rd down here for this Missouri defense.
They rush 4. Thorne in trouble anyway and throws it away. So a 3 and out for Auburn, and they'll have to kick it back to Mizzou.
It's a good rush inside. 3rd and super long. And the twist up front, able to get home. It's a freshman, Williams Waneri. Big time recruit, get in-state product. Kind of using him just in certain situations, and he gets a timely pressure on 3rd down.
Chapman on the punt, just got rid of it. And the ball is popped free. And Auburn recovers it for a touchdown. Muffed punt recovered by Antonio Kite for an Auburn touchdown. Malcolm Simmons, the gunner, down there on Luther Burden III, who did not signal for a fair catch.
Wow. Luther Burden hoping him on the field, ball in his hands. He never fields this clean whatsoever. Great effort down the field by Malcolm Simmons to be right there, but we've been waiting all day for Luther Burden III to impact this game, and it's a negative impact with the muff punt and a touchdown for Auburn.
So after no touchdowns the first half, Auburn has 2 in less than 4 minutes gone by here. Disastrous play here for Burden.
He just never had that day. It hits him, goes right between his arms, falls right to the ground. Just uncharacteristic of a player like Luther Burden. Just completely mishandles and misfields that punt.
And now Missouri in trouble. Down 2 scores. Yes, plenty of time, but we have not seen Drew Pine throw it down the field at all. The first possession of the game, Missouri got a field goal. Since then, they have 92 yards total, and they also had a turnover to end one of those drives. When is the last time Auburn's had this healthy of a lead? It's been a while. They're 2-4. The losses against Cal and Arkansas, Oklahoma, at Georgia. Hugh Freeze knows what this would mean to his team. Turn the season around potentially by beating a top 20 team on the road, and this would be really damaging to Mizzou's playoff hopes. The kickoff, though, goes out of bounds, and Missouri will get good starting field position. Injuries and mistakes, the story of the day for Missouri.
Been a lot of miscues here today for Missouri. Not 1, but 2 missed field goals. Both pulled left, leaving points on the field, leaving the ball on the ground, a missed exchange, and then a muff punt that leads to an immediate touchdown. Eli Drinkwitz was hoping to see his team really respond after the impressive performance against UMass a week ago, and just too many mistakes here so far throughout the course of this game.
See if Missouri settles down, though. Gets good starting field position after the kickoff out of bounds. Hine hits Burden, going right back to him here. Knee down at the 38, so a gain of 3. Let's check in with Taylor.
Eli Drinkwitz at the half told me that both Nate Noel and Brady Cook were doubtful to return in the second half. Cook remains out, but as you can tell, Nate Noel is back in the game. I talked to trainers, and they told me they were able to tape up his foot injury, and he's good enough to be back out there.
At what point, though, does Missouri feel like we got to get away from the run game? We got to push the ball down the field. 2nd and 7. We're going to run it here, and some room up the gut. Nate Noel close to a first down at the 45.
I don't think you're at that point yet, Dave. You need to sustain a good quality drive. Get this offense going and just get Drew Pine in some good, opportune situations. This offense is predicated and built off the ability to run the football, get that stretch play going, play action pass off of it. And even though I know it's still early in this third quarter, no reason to panic.
Pine to throw. Catch is made. Burden going to give him forward progress or not. Waiting for the official to spot the ball. They will give him forward progress to the 50. Well, you mentioned that it's predicated on the run game. And last year they had that. Cody Schrader led the country in rushing. So they lose him, and that makes things a little bit more challenging offensively for Missouri this year. And we're seeing that today, especially with Cook out of the game.
They went and got Marcus Carroll, downhill runner. They also added Nate Noel, who out of App State runs a similar style offense, but clearly the production is not the same as they saw a year ago from Cody Schrader. But they feel good about both of these backs, Noel and Carroll.
And here's Carroll off the left side, breaking a tackle, and down to the 42 of Auburn. Best drive in a long time for Missouri.
Well, nice physical run here by Marcus Carroll. Runs through the arm tackle of Eugene Asante. And Missouri on the ball quick.
That's Burden in motion. Will he get another touch? No, they're going to run it away from him in motion. And breaking free for a moment was Carroll, but dragged down at the 23. A touchdown saving tackle by Robert Woodyard, but still a big gain of 18.
Legal substitution on the defense. 12 players on the field while the play was going. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
Yeah, they're going fast right there. Auburn was trying to substitute. They caught him. Watch the inside of this offensive line. It's just going to be a zone to the left. And as they go, they start getting movement. And as they get movement in this zone scheme, creases start to form. Good vision and a nice cutback by Carroll on the chunk run.
Inching closer to the red zone. They've been great in the red zone the last 2 years. Quarterback run. Pine can't find a hole. Grounded at the 22 by Mausi. Pickup of 1.
Well, I think that was a misfire by Drew Pine. He turned the wrong direction. Back wasn't there. Just gets upfield and gets what he can get.
Yep. Broken play. Not a lot of reps for Pine with the first team. And Brady Cook injured on the second series. Now Burden in the backfield with Pine on 2nd down and 8. Pine with time. Everybody covered. Pine in trouble. Now throws it downfield out of bounds. Burden was the intended target. Fedor Faustin, a true freshman, downfield in coverage, 3rd and long.
The offensive line did their job. Plenty of time for Drew Pine. But boy, this is a great sign for Missouri. Brady Cook hopping up and down, warming up, looking much better. Wow, what a turn of events that would be if he can re-enter this ballgame, Dave.
Think about it. In real time, he's been out for 2 hours. Left at about 11:20 local time.
With the Burden up top in the slot.
Pine looking that way, and not on the same page with either receiver. Weiss was running downfield. Burden slipped coming out of his break. It's 4th down, and here comes the field goal team.
Yeah, Burden slips out of his break. Like he's trying to run a corner route. That's where that ball was going, but Burden slipping, that ball still looked like it would have been tough for him to catch. As this drive stalls and falls short, but good to see Missouri just get a drive going, establish the line of scrimmage and run the football.
So Craig is 1 of 3, but the 2 misses were long ones, 49 and 55. He made a 51-yarder. This is a 38-yard attempt. And the kick is good. So Missouri back within 11 midway point of the third quarter in Columbia.
Welcome to the shootout in Texas.
Everything going on in Austin. F1 U.S. Grand Prix tomorrow. You got obviously tonight on ABC. Huge game. Texas #1, Georgia #5.
That game's going to be phenomenal. Almost as phenomenal as you saying Grand Prix.
Grand. Yeah, the D there is silent.
I noticed.
This touchback. Let's go to Matt in the studio.
Gentlemen, a couple of ACC updates for you. Miami at Louisville, same as it ever was. Cam Ward to Xavier Restrepo. At that point, 31-17. Louisville has just returned the ensuing kickoff, barring an extra point, 31-24. And Clemson, they've averaged 48.6 points a game since week 2. That offense is rolling against UVA, 31-10.
We saw Clemson last week, Matt. They are hitting their stride right now. First down and 10 for Auburn. Up 11 midway through the third. Thorne hands it off, and Hunter bouncing off defenders. And then they finally gang tackle him at the 36, but it took almost the entire defense for Missouri to get GWES Hunter to the ground.
The physical nature of this running. Good block by the center, Connor Lew. Watch the contact bounce. Boom. Bounces off, keeps his feet. And it takes a host of Missouri defenders to get him to the ground. GWES Hunter, one of the better runners after contact in the SEC and in all of college football.
Also took one of his own guys to help get him down on that last 11-yard run. Thorne going to hand it off to Cobb on the jet sweep. Out to the 42, 6 more yards. Getting creative in the run game here. And first down runs have been very good.
Well, not only can he run it, watch Hunter secure this edge. He's going to get a key block on Hicks, the linebacker, and Cobb cuts right off it for a nice gain. Seen him multiple times throughout the course of this ball game as a lead blocker, pounding the rock, catching the football, impacting this game in a multitude of ways.
He's a starter on kickoff cover. He wants to play in every special teams. They had to tell him you can't play on all of them. We need you to be at your healthiest to play running back or play wildcat quarterback, which looks like we might get a direct snap here. Although Peyton Thorne saw something, and so did Hugh Freeze, that they didn't like, and so they call it timeout. And we've seen Thorne and Freeze a few times this season having some conversations about things they didn't like. Remember, against Georgia, there was a 4th down play that Peyton Thorne, according to Hugh Freeze, should not have checked out of. He did, and ended up not ending in a first down. In the end, they lose the game to the Bulldogs.
Right, here's the play you're talking about. They had put in an inside run earlier this week. And Peyton Thorne, who studies so much film, right, is the son of a coach, grandfather was a coach. He is a football junkie. He changed it, you know, exactly where GWES Hunter was supposed to go. Hugh Freeze didn't like it. Now Hugh Freeze, you know, said that they have a lot of spirited debate, spirited conversations, but Peyton Thorne, sometimes his knowledge or what he thinks he knows gets in the way. Coach, quarterback, trying to get on the same page.
Hunter straight ahead. Grabbed by Christian Williams. Going to be close to a first down.
I was really impressed. We had a chance to talk with Peyton Thorne here throughout this week, and he's dealt with a lot of adversity, and he said adversity, it reveals character. And he talked about hitting the reset button throughout the course of this bye week, and a lot of noise seep in, and a lot of outside conversations going on, and he's found a way to remain focused and trying to help this team win ball games down the second half of this season. Big third down. And imagine GWES Hunter.
It is Hunter, and he's got the first down. Darting forward to the 49. They're starting to lean on GWES Hunter here. It's now 15 rushing attempts on the day.
Roll your sleeves up. It's a physical fight down there and the line of scrimmage. Nice job by the Auburn offensive line. And GWES Hunter fighting, running through an arm tackle at the line of scrimmage to get the first down.
Loves to fish and hunt and ride horses when he's not playing football. And when he is playing football, does a lot of everything. Showed you that replay of the great block that he had, and then picking up the first down in the last play. On the sideline here for first down, Thorne handing it off, and no running room off the right side for Alston. Chuck Hicks and Zion Young on the takedown. Negative play.
Chuck Hicks, he's a downhill linebacker. A good job by Young setting the edge as Auburn looked like they're going to go fast.
2nd and 11. Thorne off play action, in trouble, finds some running room off the left side, and out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Got 6. So it's going to be 3rd and 5.
Smart here by Peyton Thorne. You're going to see a lane open up off this left side. He identifies it. Nothing open down the field. It's a foot race to the sidelines. Setting up 3rd and very manageable. 3rd and short here.
And we've got at Wildcat quarterback GWES Hunter and Damari Alston. No quarterback, 2 running backs in the backfield. Hunter takes the direct snap, powers forward, but down at the 40. Looks like he's got it. First down.
So this is just going to be your old school counter. You're going to see Deal lead up in front, and then Alston as well. Hunter's going to take that 1 step back, slight hesitation. Pull Jeremiah Wright, the guard. How about the collision at the line of scrimmage? It's Hicks and Hunter with the power and another first down. He is so tough to tackle at the point of contact.
All running plays on this drive by Auburn. Nearly 3 minutes to go in the 3rd, leading by 11. Cobb is in for Hunter on 1st and 10. Direct snap to Cobb. Now some trickery. A pitch to Simmons with room down the sideline. Out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. A pickup of 15 for Malcolm Simmons. Very dangerous on the edges in this game.
The plan has been to get Simmons the football on the perimeter. Good play design on the reverse toss. And Simmons with that speed to the edge once again.
Thorne to throw. Over the middle, little behind the receiver, but caught by Simmons. Down to the 10. It's going to be 1st and goal.
This is an excellent job reaching behind him, adjusting to the football in the strong hands by Malcolm Simmons. What an impressive performance he's had this afternoon.
Thorne taking a shot over the top through the hands of the receiver Lewis. Looked like a good throw by Thorne, but an incomplete pass.
Well, here's the RPO staple of what Hugh Freeze wants. Run, 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 run. Now Peyton Thorne properly identifies, and this is perfectly placed out in front of Robert Lewis. He's got to make that catch. You can't throw it any better than that. And Robert Lewis with a drop in the end zone.
A huge possession here. If Auburn gets into the end zone, it's a 3-score game. If they have to settle for 3, Missouri be down just 14. GWES Hunter back on the field. 2nd and goal from the 10. Thorne to throw again. Pressure's on. Thorne sacked back at the 24-yard line. A loss of 14 on the play. Ja'Kai Long tracking the quarterback down.
For Ja'Kai Long, a timely pressure coming off the edge. Love the dip that he shows here. And it's also Zion Young off the other edge. This defense needed something good to happen. Both edges win and get a big negative play.
3rd and goal from the 22.
Showing pressure.
Play clock was at 0, and Hugh Freeze has to burn a timeout and just threw his call sheet in disgust, having to waste a timeout in the third quarter on 3rd and goal from the 22.
Safe to say a little frustration from the Auburn head coach.
And another conversation between coach and quarterback. That's not unusual, but again, it's been highlighted this year because of what's taken place on the field. Some comments made during Hugh Freeze's press conference about Peyton Thorne being the reason for the failed 4th down against Georgia, and then the quote-unquote catastrophic interception against Oklahoma. This is the quote against Georgia where he said he absolutely didn't go with what we call. He knows football, but everybody was confused we were not on the same page. But Thorne can make his head coach pretty happy right here if he can get him into the end zone on 3rd and goal from the 22.
There's his top target, DeAndre Lambert-Smith. See if they go conservative or take a shot.
Short pass. Hunter breaks a tackle. Tripped up enough, though, to get him to the ground at the 12-yard line.
Just conservative throw. Get it to Jarquez Hunter. Out in the flats, as he's done a lot today. Makes that initial defender, the freshman Rodriguez, miss. But you pick up enough yards. You set up a very manageable and makeable field goal here to cash in on this drive with some points.
That's a win for Missouri. They stay in the game. If Auburn scores a touchdown, given the issues for Missouri on offense today, awfully hard in a quarter to come back from 3 scores down. 30-yard field goal try for Magoo. And he hooks it wide left. Not even close. That's the 5th miss for Magoo in 10 field goal tries this season.
Boy, bend but don't break for this Missouri defense. And just completely pulls this kick as it sails left. And Hugh Freeze in disgust as his hands go to his knees.
And now Missouri potentially with Brady Cook back at quarterback.
Wow, he's back. What an emotional boost, Dave. Have your quarterback, your captain, your leader back out on the field when you thought maybe he's done for the game. Wow. And this crowd, they love to see 12 back out there leading this offense.
Got hurt on the second series. Dragged down. Looked like that's when he hurt the ankle. And then non-contact a couple plays later was his last play. But he's back out there now from his 20-yard line late here in the third. Gonna put it in his hands and throw it downfield for Burden. And it's knocked down by Jaron Thompson. Might have hit Thompson in the helmet. That almost got through to Luther Burden for a huge play.
Well, this is a great job over the top. As you're gonna see Thompson in perfect position. And they're gonna come out and they're just gonna take a shot and try to hit Luther Burden. And it's Jaron Thompson in the trail position, hits him right in the back of the head. Obviously this pass a little bit underthrown, but a nice job making up and closing the ground by the senior safety.
.25 seconds to go in the quarter. Cook on 2nd and 10, and that's through the hands of Mookie Cooper, who's not been targeted a lot in this game and could not pull that in. Let's check in with Taylor.
Brady Cook gave energy to this sideline as well as the crowd. He came back out with a huge smile on his face, went up to backup quarterback Drew Pine and said, "What do I need to know?" The two talked for about 2 minutes, and then Cook went over to his receivers and said, "I feel fine. Just 2 touchdowns, you guys. Let's go do this," with a huge smile, and you could tell it gave them energy.
3-time captain, 5th ever at Missouri. 3rd and 10 for Cook and company. Cook over the middle, pulled in first down at the 40-yard line. Mookie Cooper inside the 30, Cooper inside the 20, stumbling, keeping his feet, and finally tackled inside the 5. 78-yard pass play.
Wow, what a 3rd down conversion, and all of a sudden, after the missed field goal, Brady Cook back in the game. And by far, the most explosive play of this ball game for Mookie Cooper on a timely, clutch, third down conversion. The leader, the captain, Brady Cook, 3rd and 10, hits the end cut, threads the needle, and it's Cooper out in the open field, putting Missouri on the doorstep. Come back with us, a fun fourth quarter in Columbia.
Wake up, shot calling.
Well, Auburn's up 17-6, but all the momentum feels in favor of Missouri. 14-3, Auburn outscored Mizzou in that third quarter, but a 78-yard pass play. Brady Cook to Mookie Cooper sets up Mizzou. 1st and goal on the 2. They run the ball off the right side and into the end zone. Marcus Carroll for a huge touchdown.
Power football, Dave. Outside, lead zone. Great job on the right sides. Cameron Johnson, Armand Mimbu, and leading the way, Jordan Harris. A walk-in touchdown for Marcus Carroll. And Missouri going to go for 2 to cut this to a 3-point game.
Jamal Roberts in at running back right now. That's Burden in motion.
He's a pass protector. Look for him to throw it.
They fake the pitch. Cook keeps it, and Cook is in for 2 points. Missouri cuts the deficit to 3 early in the fourth. It all started with that missed field goal by Auburn after they had 1st and goal from the 10. They got nothing. So a huge swing.
That time on the 2-point conversion, utilize Luther Burden as a decoy, fake the toss, get the defense to slow up, react. And how about Brady Cook back in this ball game, making his presence felt, but it all started with the missed field goal, the stop by Missouri to force the field goal attempt. 3rd and 10. What a dime by Brady Cook to Mookie Cooper. The touchdown by Marcus Carroll to pay off the big play. And then a 2-point by Brady Cook. And when it felt like Missouri was completely losing their grasp of this football game, here they are back in it with all the momentum, down 3 to start this fourth quarter.
The energy in this stadium when Brady Cook took the field after being out for 2 hours real time and not played since early in the first quarter. And the St. Louis native who grew up dreaming of being a Missouri Tiger has a chance to keep playoff hopes alive. Touchback. Auburn will start on the 25 as we go to the studio. And Matt.
Going to change the momentum there, guys. I got a studio update for you. Miami and Louisville locked in a tight one. Cam Ward to Isaiah Horton. Louisville just did a fake punt. They're driving again down 7. And coming up 3:30 Eastern window. This is a good one. Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame taking on Georgia Tech, neutral site. We'll have that coming up 3:30 Eastern right here on ESPN.
All right, Matt, good start to the day with some close games here on ABC and ESPN. Of course, you got Bama, Tennessee, ABC next, and then tonight, Georgia, Texas. Auburn full house backfield has worked well in the first half. And Thorne keeping it, cutting it back, and sliding as he saw defender Toriano Pride bearing down on him. Still a pickup of 4. Missouri trying to start 6-1 for the 2nd straight year, and again, get itself still in that college football playoff mix. Still a chance to, of course, win the SEC and get the 2-1. Auburn has not beaten a ranked team in 3 years. Wow. This stretch of 13 straight losses to ranked foes, the 2nd longest since 1936 for Auburn.
That is an eye-opening stat, this Auburn program.
Run Cobb on 2nd and 6, grabbed and wrestled to the ground. Just a 1-yard pickup. Tackle by Sterling Webb. Dalen Carnell bringing up 3rd down.
Micah Riley checks out. A lot of change-up in personnel on this crucial 3rd down play. And boy, this crowd as amped up as they've been all afternoon.
Thorne going to keep it, and he's driven down at the 32-yard line. Marvin Burks Jr. read the play, and Auburn's going to have to punt it.
Well, Marvin Burks Jr., sophomore safety, is someone this coaching staff raved about, and how he's going to come from right out of your screen right here, and he's going to come downhill and make this tackle. Reads it the entire way as Peyton Thorne calls his own number, and an excellent open field tackle on a big third down.
Luther Burden is deep. Remember, he muffed the last punt. It was returned for a touchdown in the end zone. That time he signaled for the fair catch and secured it at the 21-yard line. Mizzou ball when we come back. The reason Auburn is 2-4 and 0-3 in the SEC turnovers, in particular in the fourth quarter, -7 turnover margin in the final frame, including a huge pick-6 against Oklahoma that lost the game. You look at the point differential, first 3 quarters compared to the fourth quarter, outscoring their opponents significantly until the fourth. And they've got a 3-point lead here on the road, but Missouri, with all the momentum, back on offense after a 3-and-out by Auburn. And Cook on the move on 1st and 10. Looking downfield and just grounds it as Marcus Carroll could not get free. Let's check in with Taylor.
DJ Durkin on the sideline moments ago, gathering all of his defensive coaches and going over the game plan. You can tell that they're trying to make adjustments with Brady Cook back into the game. He then went from his meeting with the coaches directly to linebacker Eugene Asante and told him, listen, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. Eugene Asante, a leader on the defense, and you can tell he is eager to make changes right now.
Durkin, who spent the last 2 years as the defensive coordinator at Texas A&M, is also at Ole Miss and Florida, and the head coach at Maryland. 2nd and 10. Cook to throw. Looking, long pass, wide open is Theo Weiss Jr. And shoved out of play, and will they throw a flag for a late hit? Was significant contact by Thompson after the 20-yard gain as Weiss was shoved into the sideline.
Boy, just way too much cushion on the side for Theo Weiss. An easy find for Brady Cook.
Boy, it could have easily been called there. You saw that defender come in late while he was already out of bounds and give him the shove into the bench. Play action. Cook setting up. Pressure on. Cook is sacked. True freshman Malik Blockton in the backfield for his 2nd sack of the year.
Malik Blockton has been a force inside throughout the course of the season. And watch him just work all the way around. Just keeps working. And they wanted to take the shot down the field to Luther Burden. He wasn't open. The pressure got home. And a big sack by the true freshman.
They did get the explosive play, though, in the last possession. Something Brady told us yesterday has been very frustrating, not having that in their arsenal this year. 7-yard loss and 1st down. Might need another explosive play. 2nd and 17. In trouble again, though. Cook sacked again. Dragged down by Asante. Back-to-back sacks by the Auburn defense. That goes for -8.
Well, you heard Taylor talk about DJ Durkin talking to his veteran leader, Eugene Asante, and the message was heard. Asante, an excellent blitzer, comes downhill right now, fights through the block of both the lineman and the running back, will not be denied. Back-to-back sacks for Auburn.
Big time response. Missouri now 3rd and 25. Three-man rush. Cook, short throw to the tight end Norfleet. Norfleet goes upstairs, hurdles a defender, but it'll end up about 12 yards short of the line to gain, and too much time in the fourth quarter for Missouri to do anything but punt the ball away here.
Well, Brett Norfleet, he saw Jarquez Hunter earlier in the game, and he was inspired. The big 255-pound tight end up and over. That is a new trend that just continues Great athleticism, but a massive stop for DJ Durkin and his defense as they step up and respond after all the momentum was on Missouri's side.
And Bauer's kick short. Some contact too, and a flag down. Keontae Scott got run over that time by Joseph Charleston.
There is no foul for kick-catch interference. The defender was blocked into the receiver. First down, Missouri.
So blocked into the receiver by Auburn. That's why no penalty there on Missouri. And so Auburn clinging to a 3-point lead. Will be back on offense from its 23-yard line when we return to Columbia.
ESPN College Football is presented by Tyson Brand, always been Tyson, and in part by McDonald's.
(1911) Then head coach Chester Brewer called for alumni of Missouri to come back home for a game against Kansas, and hence homecoming was born. Meanwhile, 3-point game. Early fourth quarter. Auburn possession. And Thorne on first down. Boy, they're running him a lot. He's taking some shots. McClellan drills him there after a gain of a couple.
Had multiple runs last possession. Run on first down here. We obviously saw him have to leave the game after a big shot that he took for both Burks and Charleston. Nice job there by the big defensive tackle of Florida transfer, Chris McClellan.
Thorne will throw it here. Blitz coming. Thorne. The ball juggled and caught by Robert Lewis. It took a while, but Lewis on the run eventually pulled the ball in. A gain of 18 and a much-needed Auburn first down.
How about the concentration on the bobble by Robert Lewis? We saw the drop in the back of the end zone earlier. And on the slant, that ball's on him quick. Bobbling, stays with it, and completes the catch and a big first down.
Inside 9 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Auburn trying to turn its season around with a win over a top 20 team on the road. Hunter on the direct snap again, trying to get the edge. Stacked up, and the whistle blows after a pickup of 6. On first down, they're getting good yardage running the ball and getting creative with the run game on first down.
Keeping this Missouri defense guessing. I like Peyton Thorne out there just doing enough, just stop blocking out there on the corner. The offensive line getting good push on that first down run.
Hunter again, and this time Zion Young getting off a block and wrapping up at the point of attack. Brings up third down.
Zion Young's been good throughout the course of this ball game. You're going to see him work off the edge, create this play right at the line of scrimmage. Big third down here. Last time, the very similar instance, we saw Peyton Thorne call his own number. I feel like you want to get the ball to Jarquez Hunter.
Missouri brings pressure. Thorne from the pocket. Incomplete pass, trying to float it to Fairweather. And now Hugh Freeze with a decision to make. And he makes it quickly. He's going to punt it away on 4th and 4.
Got to punt it away. Got to trust this defense right there at midfield. You do not, in a field goal game, want to give a short field to Missouri. Good backside pressure. Peyton Thorne had a receiver open, unable to deliver that football as the pressure was barreling down on him.
Oscar Chapman to punt. Daniel Blood is the deep man this time. It had been Luther Burden. Blood has been back once. He can't see it because of the sun in his eyes. You can see right away he couldn't locate the ball. And this turns out beautifully for Auburn. Downed at the 1-yard line. What a punt by Oscar Chapman. And Missouri, down 3 midway through the 4th, will start from its 1-yard line. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. From Columbia, Missouri, a shot at the Taco Bell Live Más student section. All season long, student sections across the country are competing to be the Taco Bell Live Más student section of the year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor. Missouri down 3, backed up on its 2-yard line. Brady Cook back from injury, standing in his end zone. They're just going to run it here on first down, try to give him some breathing room, and Marcus Carroll picks up 2 to the 4-yard line.
We show that student section. This crowd has been tremendous all throughout the course of the day. They got re-energized with the reemergence of Brady Cook in this ball game. Long way to go as this Missouri offense backed up. Want to just at the very least flip field position and get out of the shadows of their own end zone.
2nd and 8. Cook will throw from his end zone, and that is knocked down. Dangerous pass intended for Cooper. Caleb Harris, the corner, broke on the ball, and it's 3rd down.
This is excellent anticipation by Caleb Harris. Reads this the whole way, makes up a lot of ground, and gets in front of that pass. Creates the pass breakup.
Auburn 105-1 the last 20 years when leading by 14 or more points in the second half. They led 17-3 5 minutes into the 3rd quarter. Missouri facing a 3rd and 8 from its 4-yard line.
Showing pressure.
Cook in trouble. Gets out of the end zone and throws it away, incomplete. And so Missouri will have to quick snap and punt from the back of its end zone. One of the benefits this year of the rule change of getting an extra timeout with a 2-minute timeout is it makes for more drama late game situation. It certainly helps Missouri in this situation. Able to punt, plenty of time on the clock, knowing they can stop it 4 times.
No question, 3 timeouts in their pocket as well. A lot of game left here with 6 minutes to play, and a good stop there once again. Back-to-back possessions. DJ Durkin's defense has answered the call and gotten a big stop.
Luke Bauer punts it away, and it's a short line drive fielded at the 45 by Scott. Made the first man miss, but then spun down at the 37. Auburn will have very good field position, though. Auburn saying keep running, that Scott wasn't down, but he was, and so they blow it dead. 2 best matchups of the week are on ABC at 3:30. Alabama at Tennessee, both with 1 loss, and then tonight Georgia at Texas. The Longhorns, first year of the SEC, #1 team in the country. Look at our college football rankings brought to you by Verbo. Oregon had that impressive win over Ohio State and then followed it up by throttling Purdue yesterday. Miami Louisville in a great game. Miami just took the lead by 7 at Louisville. Auburn first down at the Missouri 37, leading by 3 with 5:56 to go. Jarquez Hunter tackled for a loss at the 39-yard line. Eddie Kelly there again for Missouri.
Eddie Kelly was great from the backside, but it was also Chris McClellan getting penetration on the interior. Back-to-back possessions, we've seen the big 325 defensive tackle getting up the field, setting that edge, and nowhere for Auburn ball carriers to go with the football. Full house backfield once again. We've seen this sprinkled in all throughout the course of this ball game.
And Thorne keeps it in trouble. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Corey Flagg Jr., transfer from Miami, is the team's leading tackler, was there to greet the quarterback. Back-to-back negative plays, and now it's 3rd and 13 with 5 minutes to play.
And it's excellent speed and identification as he tracks that down. Personnel change for Auburn, personnel change for Missouri.
Will they let Thorne throw it or just be conservative on 3rd and 13? He'll throw it from the pocket. It's high and incomplete. Sam Jackson, Thorne's roommate, couldn't hang on, and so Auburn will have to punt it away.
Well, just a shallow cross by Sam Jackson. This ball's a little bit high, but easily catchable. You got to go up with strong hands and catch that ball. Unable to bring it in, and a quick punt for this Auburn football team.
Oscar Chapman's last punt was down at the 2-yard line. Going to try to do it again. Blood in traffic makes the fair catch at the Missouri 5. 4:26 left. Let's go to Matt in the studio.
Guys, want to update you on another close one in the noon window. Miami and Louisville. Miami all the way down the field. They take the lead back 45-38. Louisville with the ball and moving. 10:38 left in the fourth quarter. And coming up, Zach Pyron, he's in today. Haynes King out with an injury for Georgia Tech. That coming up. Tech, Notre Dame. Bottom of the hour.
Notre Dame very much in the playoff conversation still, even with that loss to Northern Illinois. Missouri trying to stay in the conversation. Down 3. 1st and 10 from its 5-yard line. Brady Cook from the end zone. A lot of contact. And maybe say uncatchable there. The ball was way over the head of Weiss. Lee was in coverage at 2nd down.
This ball just sails on Brady Cook. Long throw outside. Tight coverage and just missed the mark.
A little surprised Missouri not running it more down. And
Very surprised. Ran on 1st down last possession with back-to-back throws.
And a throw on 1st down. And on 2nd down, Cook again from his end zone. Everybody covered. Cook has to get out of there. Past the 5, breaks a tackle, and close to a 1st down. They're going to mark him short by a yard at the 14-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
Let's say good piece of running by Brady Cook. Just a 3-man rush, surveys the field. He has a slight hesitation. It freezes McLeod for just a moment. Then he gets to the sidelines to set up 3rd and short.
It's interesting, too. The offensive linemen just backed away from their blocks and didn't want to get a holding call in the end zone, resulting in a safety as they saw Cook take off. They run it, pound it between the tackles, and it's a 1st down for Carroll out to the 18. Still plenty of time. 3:45 and counting.
Good push off that left side. Caden Green, Marcus Bryant, Jordan Harris, the tight end, moving the chains.
Cook has it. Knocked away as Weiss tried to pull that in. Lador Faustin, boy, the true freshman corners and safeties for Auburn have been outstanding in this game.
This is a ball, though, I think Theo Weiss should catch, man. He's got to go up there with strong hands, put this football away. Good job coming in late with the left, but Theo Weiss, a veteran, makes that catch on most opportunities.
Clock stop with 3:23 left, 2nd and 10 on the Missouri 19. Another pass play. Cook just going to jump it off. Carroll able to break an initial tackle and get positive yardage. 2 or 3 out to the 22. Keep in mind Blake Craig, the kicker, has made a 56-yarder this year. He's missed from 55 and 49 in this game. Made from 38 and 51. Still a long way to go for Missouri before we even start talking about that. 3rd and 7 from their 22.
Where's Luther Burden? Key 3rd down. Can you find him? Can you get the ball to him?
He's in that bunch. To the bottom of your screen, in trouble. Cook spins away from a defender. Now takes off running at the 25. Got the 1st down and shoved out of bounds at the 36-yard line. 14-yard gain.
All right, there's going to be a pressure right here coming off the edge, and nobody keeps contained. Pressure from McLeod, and you're going to see Jared Thompson come in, and this blitz is picked up by Jamal Roberts. And as he works inside, nobody's there to keep contained. massive pickup with his legs.
And now we've got a stoppage. Well, you said it, Dusty, identified it. He saw it right away that he had that running room and took off. Not sure what the stoppage is for. Neither team called a timeout. Auburn's got one timeout. 3 for Missouri and the 2-minute timeout. Here's Jamal Roberts to the 39. That will likely take us to the 2-minute timeout. Gain of about 3. 2 minutes to go. Missouri still with 3 timeouts. Still in its own territory. Down 3 to Auburn.
Now for the final 2 minutes, presented by Allstate.
Back in Columbia, Missouri, the final 2 minutes presented by Allstate. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor down on the field. Beautiful day here in Columbia. Eli Drinkwitz, his team won 11 games last year, trying to get to 6-1 again this year. But trailing by 3, 2 minutes to go. They have all their timeouts. They need about 23 yards to get in field goal range for Blake Craig. Brady Cook on 2nd and 7. Throwing from the pocket, taking a shot, leading GWES out of bounds, but a flag is thrown. Kensley Lador Faustin, true freshman in coverage, going to get penalized here for interference.
Never gets his head back around, Dave. Contact forces GWES out of bounds.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 28, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Theo Weiss, big target outside. The true freshman working on him. He's fine up until the end. He never gets his head back around. That contact forces Weiss out of bounds, and a very costly penalty for the automatic first down.
And now Missouri in Auburn territory. 1:53 remaining. Cook in trouble, sacked. The loss of about 8 on the play. Jalen McLeod taking down the quarterback at the 46 of Missouri.
When nobody picks up or identifies Jalen McLeod, and they'll move him around at times, and you're going to see he comes right through that A gap. Running back works out, guard also works over, miscommunication on the protection, and they turn Jalen McLeod free, and a huge sack there on first down.
Surprised at all that they have not gone back to the run, especially when they got in Auburn territory with 1:53 to go.
They've shown they're putting the ball in Brady Cook's hands. I mean, they're letting Brady cook. I mean, that seems pretty clear from being all the way backed up outside of that, 3rd and short. They did run it on that, first down prior to the pass interference, but I think they're putting a lot of trust in Brady Cook's hands. And as this game ticks down, it gets lower and lower. They don't want to settle for a field goal attempt. I think they're going after it and trying to score a touchdown in this game.
Well, now it's 2nd and 18. They had to take a timeout there. Cook has been sacked 4 times. Again, was hurt in the 2nd series of the game. Was out till the end of the 3rd quarter. And when he returned, this place went wild, and he brought them back from down 17-6 to within 3. From their 46-yard line. Cook will throw again. 5-man rush. Cook lobbing it over the head of Burden and short of the other receiver downfield. Incomplete. 3rd and 18.
Well, it's good coverage down the field. Sylvester Smith running step for step with Luther Burden, and Brady Cook just a little bit too much on this throw. Luther Burden again stumbled out of his route. We've seen that a couple of times here today, Dave. His footing has not been clean and has not had the impact on this ball game that we had anticipated coming in.
3rd down and 18. Cook with time, surveying, throwing. Bird makes the catch, bounces off of the defender, backtracks a little bit. Brought down at the 41-yard line. It's 4th down. Timeout taken. Stopping the clock with 1:31 to go. 13-yard pickup, so it'll be 4th and 5.
was a good route on the dig by Luther Burden. The protection's there, clean pocket, and a big-time catch by Luther Burden as he kind of worked back. You wonder, after he caught that, could he have gotten more yards just getting up the field? He tried to make that second defender miss, jump back, and he goes down. They're just on the outside of the career long for this Missouri kicker.
I was going to ask you, do you take a chance here with Blake Craig? It's about a 59-yarder. He certainly has the leg. He's made a 56-yarder. Or do you go for it? And if you go for it, what do you expect?
They've worked through these scenarios in practice. I mean, I think that, you know, clearly Eli Drinkwitz has a great idea of where his kicker is comfortable. And with Brady Cook in this offense walking back out there, I think that's just outside of the range where they feel good enough to kick it. So put the ball in Brady Cook's hands, and ball game relies on this play right here.
Fourth down and 5 at the Auburn 41. Hugh Freeze looking at the offensive formation. Will he take a timeout? He will. That's the last timeout for Auburn. Missouri has just one left, so if they don't pick this up, Auburn basically can end it with taking a knee a few times. So if you're just tuning in, no touchdowns in the first half, no offense really, and one injury. Brady Cook getting hurt, his ankle on the second series. The one big play for Auburn came early in the third quarter. That long pass for a touchdown. Then Burden with the muff punt return, or recovered for a touchdown to make it 17-3. Missouri finally gets a big play down to the 2-yard line. And then the first play of the fourth quarter is a touchdown run for Marcus Carroll. Brady Cook runs it in as they go for 2 and convert. And that's how we got to 17-14. And to this 4th and 5 for the game right here at the Auburn 41.
You see Auburn in man-to-man coverage in these spots. Your best man beater that Kirby Moore has. Got to be what he goes with on this crucial play call.
Cook with the hard count, trying to draw them off. Will they run a play here? They still have a timeout if they want to think about the field goal. They do snap it. Cook backing up, looking, lobbing, caught, first down, Burden. The go-to guy comes up huge. A gain of 16 and a first down to the 25.
Well, it's man-to-man coverage. They knew exactly what they were going to get. Move the pocket to the left. And a perfectly placed football over the shoulder of Luther Burden. He beats man-to-man coverage off the line of scrimmage. And the little touch from Brady Cook over the shoulder. And a massive first down.
And now plenty of time, Dusty. They're in field goal range. Minute 29 to go. They can take some shots. They can still run the ball if they choose. Jamal Roberts is in at running back. A lot of times he's been in there, though, to pass protect. Cook will throw, flushed out of the pocket. Cook going to the end zone, out of bounds. Weiss was in the corner, but well covered, so that was a throwaway by Cook. Second down.
This performance by Brady Cook, coming in after the injury, as we showed several key plays he's made, both with his legs, with his arm, putting his team in position right here on the doorstep to either tie this game or take the lead. What a gutsy performance we've seen here in this second half from Brady Cook.
And Luther Burden III with a couple of huge catches on 3rd and 4th down to keep the drive alive. The play clock is at 3. Missouri's got to snap it. They do it with 1. Cook looking, pass is high and incomplete over the head of Manning. 1:17 to go. It is 3rd down and 10.
Well, just a misfire here. Good clean pocket. Brady Cook had plenty of time. Just throws this over the head of his intended target, Manning. One that he would like to have back.
How do you handle this here if you're Missouri? Conservative, or are you trying to throw it to the sticks?
I think you're trying to get a first down, Dave. I mean, I think you're trying to locate Luther Burden III. Again, 3rd down. Auburn loves to go man-to-man coverage. It's working right here in the slot.
I mean, there's so much time left. You don't want to give Auburn too much time on the clock, even though it doesn't have a timeout. Cook from the pocket, zips it to the near side, caught near the line to gain by Weiss. It looks like it's a first down at the 15-yard line of Auburn with 1:11 to go.
How about GWES falls down in this route, gathers himself, gets up, goes up strong with his hands, and reaches that ball over to get the conversion and a key first down. What a play by the senior GWES.
Plenty of time to take shots to the end zone. They still can get a first down, obviously, at the 5-yard line. Cook back to throw to the sideline, and the catch is made, but momentum carries Miller out of bounds at the 9. Pickup of 6. Clock is at 1:07. One timeout left for Missouri, none for Auburn. Missouri down 3.
Brady Cook so comfortable, good play design, just a quick out, on time and in rhythm.
They're going to hand it off here inside the 10, down to the 5, into the 4 as Roberts. He got the first down. Clock will stop to reset the chains. First and goal for Mizzou.
Boy, nice physical piece of running by Roberts. He runs through an arm tackle of Blockton, and then it's McLeod. Now Missouri inside the 5.
They can take their time here. 17th play of the drive. Going to run it again straight ahead. Bouncing off of a tackle. There's Roberts into the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri. A 17-play, 95-yard go-ahead touchdown drive engineered by Brady Cook, finished off by Jamal Roberts.
What's good interior blocking by this Missouri offensive line and physical running. No question, he's in the end zone.
Longest drive of the season, big extra point. Auburn now needs a touchdown. It's 21-17. Auburn will have 46 seconds and no timeouts.
Well, the center, Connor Tollison, does a nice job on the interior of the offensive line with a key block. It's Caden Green just up front on the inside. Caden Green, the left guard, the center, Connor Tollison. This hole opens up, and then the physical running. Back-to-back runs, running through arm tackles for Jamal Roberts, and it's a Tiger touchdown. And man, what a comeback, what a job by this team, staying the course, and now taking this late fourth quarter lead.
But did they score too quickly? Auburn has 46 seconds left. Again, no timeouts, but the clock will stop on first downs.
I don't think you worry about that. I think that they knew they had Auburn tired, on their heels, and they felt that it was the time to pounce and continue running the football. I don't think you can mess around and worry about running the clock out to 0. When you've got a defense on their heels, take advantage while you can. And that's exactly what Missouri's offense did.
Cobb is deep. Be a touchback. Come out to the 25. Georgia Tech, Notre Dame starts soon when we're done here from Atlanta. And then on ABC, Bama, Tennessee, the big one tonight. Georgia, Texas. We say the big one tonight. Bama, Tennessee's pretty big. Obviously, Georgia, Texas, 1 versus 5. And go back to the return of Brady Cook. This building erupted when Cook came out of the locker room and started to warm up. He had not come back onto the field since he left with about 11 minutes to go in the first quarter. He returns late third. They're down 17-6 at that point. He leads him to a touchdown, gets the 2-point conversion by himself, leads the team from his own 5 all the way down into the Auburn end zone for the go-ahead score. And now it's Peyton Thorne's turn. 75 yards away. Thorne over the middle, and a huge hit. Incomplete pass. Fairweather drilled by Carnell. No flag. Fairweather shaken up.
What is a big collision. Dalen Carnell comes in with the shoulder and rocks Rivaldo Fairweather.
Hopefully Fairweather's okay. We'll look here to see if this was a clean hit.
Oh yeah, head to the side, that shoulder right to the chest. Stomach area. I mean, it's a big collision. That's completely clean, Dave.
Great hit by Dale and Carnell.
And then we slow this down. And Carnell dislodges ball for man, and Fairweather still on the floor.
Now the fourth quarters, we touched on it at the start. Been the problem for Auburn this year. Turnovers had been the issue. Mistakes were the issue, though. Here it wasn't a turnover, it was a missed field goal. They had 1st and goal on the 10. They couldn't get into the end zone. They missed a field goal that would have made it 20-6. Missouri storms back to take the lead as they continue to tend to Fairweather. And it was so interesting in talking with Eli Drinkwitz and several of the Missouri players and trying to compare last year this year. And it looked like they were searching for answers, trying to describe the difference.
Yeah.
That they were still trying to figure out this team's identity. Well, maybe they found it here in the second half.
Look, there's moments in a game, moments in a season where things just change and things turn. I think we saw that missed field goal, Brady Cook coming back to this ball game. It injected a sense of life and enthusiasm into this team. And now we'll see if this defense can hold on, get a stop, and get out of here with a win.
No timeouts for Auburn. Again, the clock will stop on 1st downs to reset the chains. 2nd down and 10. Veteran quarterback Peyton Thorne, starter at Michigan State for 3 years, at Auburn for 2, going to work. Pressure on, and Thornton slammed down for a sack at the 16-yard line. Johnny Walker Jr.
What a job. Johnny Walker Jr. fights through a double team, will not be denied. Gets a huge sack.
And the clock is running. Auburn has to go fast. Only 20 seconds left. Thorne downfield and incomplete. Going for Cam Coleman, who, by the way, had a step on the cornerback and had to slow down for that football. 15 seconds left.
Well, this is outstanding by Drayton Norwood. I mean, he's in trail technique, does not create any contact, gets that right hand up and knocks that ball loose. Because you're right, Cam Coleman had a step, but Norwood with the outstanding breakup.
Here we go, 4th down and 18 with 15 seconds left. They have to get to the 35-yard line just to keep the game going. Pass over the middle, knocked away, incomplete. Missouri takes over on downs, 9 seconds away from victory.
Trevez Johnson in excellent position with the pass breakup, and this defense answers the bell with a final key stop. Johnson in good position inside, that left hand up, knocks the ball out, and it's a celebration in this stadium and on the Missouri sideline. Wow.
After that muffed punt by Luther Burden, recovered for a touchdown. Auburn went up 14 early in the 3rd. Missouri didn't have its quarterback. They didn't have momentum. It looked like this was finally Auburn's opportunity to step on the neck and win an SEC game. But they left the door open. Missouri scores the final 18 points of the game and will go to 6-1.
They couldn't do it, and they haven't been able to do it all season. Eli Drinkwitz is Auburn unable to shut the door on this game. This is such a big win for Missouri. You think about the SEC race. As Missouri head to Alabama next week, you think about playoff spots. This team, there was a preseason top 10 team. After an 11-win season, so many pieces coming back. We said from the onset, this is a show-me type game. Who are you, Missouri? What are you, and what's in store for the back half of the season? And when it looked like this game might be over, Brady Cook comes back, brings this team back, and they get a big-time, much-needed win here today on homecoming.
Final score, number 19 Missouri 21, Auburn 17. For Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor, Dave Pash saying so long from Columbia. Now we go to Atlanta.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the Southeastern Conference on ESPN.